This tutorial video is brought to you by the Portland Public Schools Assessment Team with the System Planning and Performance Department. In this tutorial video, you will be shown how to launch a test session, and this is part one of this tutorial video. Let's get started. Okay, our first step is to log on to the testing portal, and we're going to go ahead and choose Test Administrators. And then choose the, choose Test Administrator, and then we'll go ahead and choose the Training Site tile here. And then once in there, we're going to choose TA Interface Training Site. Okay, and you'll be prompted to log in. You may get a pop-up blocker. If so, go ahead and up in the bar there, just allow the pop-up, and then you will have to refresh your page. So we're going to go ahead and refresh that page, and then once that page is refreshed, then you will be in the sample test section of the portal, and then this is where you are going to choose your assessment. So this is mimicked just like it is for the operational test. So everything you see here, it will be called operational test in the live test, and here it's going to be called the sample test. So let's go ahead and choose the summative content area assessments, and here are all the assessments that are available. And as soon as you hit the plus sign, and keep populating those until you want to choose the grade. Okay, so go back up there and show you how to do that again. If we just choose the English Language Arts, we would have and launch a sample session or an operational test. We have now opened up all of those tests for your students who come into the test session. So it's very important that you populate all of the options until you get down to the choice that you want. Okay, so we want English Language Arts, we want the Computer Adaptive Test, and we want that for grade 3. Okay, so then down here we're going to choose Start Sample Test Session. And up in the right hand corner you'll see your session ID, and this is the session ID that your students will use to log in. Okay, so I'm going to show you from a student's perspective. Okay, so for students, they will go on oaksportal.org and they're going to choose the students tile and then the sample test tiles. Okay, and then we're going to be a guest user, but we're not going to do a guest session. We want to use the session ID that we just set up. Okay, so okay, oops. We're going to go ahead and type that in. Okay, and we're going to scroll down here, make sure we've punched in everything we needed to, and then sign in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and select our grade. And we can see that this is the only test that's made available because we were careful to populate only the ones that we wanted. Okay, and now it says waiting for approval. So if we go back to from the test administrator's perspective, you can see now up here we have one approval waiting. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on approvals and click on that eye that we had talked about earlier. We can take a look at all the accessibility supports, remembering that some cannot be changed in this section. You'd need to do it in TIDE. So we're going to say set and approve. So now this student should be able to now start their test. And so now the student has been approved into the testing session, and now they will do an audio and audio playback check. And they'll go through a series of questions here and then begin test now. Okay. So that's how you will launch the operational test as well. I just exited out as a student. It will take a moment for this to refresh. Please watch our other tutorial videos. We hope you found this helpful. And as a side note, at the beginning of this video, it stated that this was part 1. We were able to run the TA perspective and the student perspective at the same time, so we didn't have to do it in 2 separate parts. So this concludes this tutorial video. There are no other parts.